our final day of galaxy art with the tablet. Let me...
Oh, look at all
Actually,
that. You still have my box. It's not.
Oh, your box is not texturized yet?
I haven't done anything with it since last time, and it was pretty ridiculous then.
Well, why don't we go ahead and finish that up, because the other thing, the Comet, is only going to take 10 minutes or so.
Oh, good. Well, let's get my Fire Alpaca open. And let's pull up that file. Borg. Yeah, that's the most current file. Let's, I just have too many layers. So what I think I'll do is open one of my older, just a background, and maybe try to make a new Borg.
Sure, you can do that.
I just got it messed up too many times. Let's see, open another recent file. All right, the Enterprise without the Borg. Nope, I wanted just a background so I don't get too many. All right. Now, just a background. Let's do the Borg over again. And then if we get joined and wanted to jump ahead, then we can do that too.
Sure. All right, I've got a new layer then called Borg, and I need a square, or no, actually, let's go ahead and just draw it in perspective right away. We'll learn how to use these snap tools up here.
Okay.
So I'm going to first grab the one that's just completely vertical and horizontal. I like to call it the waffle grid. Should be the second one after off.
Yep.
And I'll grab a color that's easy to see. Make sure that my brush size is small enough to make just lines. And we're going to do the vertical lines. Whoops, my pencil is not set properly. I got to get freehand. So we're only going to do the vertical parts. And we'll make 3 lines. On one side, they're going to be close together. On the other side, they're going to be a little farther apart. The middle one is going to be the longest. These are just plot lines, guidelines, so no need to try to figure out exact lengths. In general, we want a big, tall one in the middle, 2 on the side, 1 a little further away.
All right, I can do that. I did that.
Awesome. Then we're going to go ahead and get the diagonal ones. And I'll click the dot that's near the pull down menu so that I can change the direction.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'm going to look for a nice little angle on the bottom of my cube. And draw that one, and then draw that one, so that I have one side. Whoops. One side of my cube so far.
What? Okay. I guess I was going to make the top or the front one tall.
Oh, like go.
Yeah, but this way we're going to get a top on our cube. I see where we're aiming. So, all right. So a parallel set of lines. Got them.
And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. I just have to change my lines to be diagonal. The other way, I go right from that spot where it touches the vertical shoot off that way, shoot off that way.
Okay.
From this corner also, I'm going to shoot off that way.
Oh, yeah, right. I have to put the top in.
Oh, I forgot the other side. I'll have to go back
we'll
to.
have to go back.
Easily done though. We just hit the dot again, rotate it until it matches the direction of our first diagonal lines. Yep, and then we'll chop it off there.
Oh, I do like that. Easy.
Nice and easy to do. Sometimes it'll look a little more rectangular. If you want a perfect cube, you can of course just keep fiddling with these lines and chopping off. Like on mine, I could probably chop it off closer to here to make it look more like a cube on top.
Oh, I'm going to do that.
Or you can even just go from the center line that's going up on the top, and that'll
right, that'll make a perfect cube.
Yeah, that'll make a perfect cube.
I want a slightly imperfect cube, but it's too imperfect right now.
Let me get rid of some of these plot lines that I'm not using. Another easy way to change the height is if you just select 1/2 and get the move tool, then you can just move it up until it looks like a cube. So you can do lots of little fiddly things to get the shape you like. I'm going to go ahead and get a new layer because it's just easier and do the final parts on a new layer. I'll call this top of the board cube. And I'll grab my pencil and get the polygon or the polyline, doesn't really matter. But I'm going to use different colors. We can tell the difference. Let's grab a yellow. And I'm just going to hit all 4 points of the top. 1, 2, 3, and then double click.
So now you've turned off all the grids. Go to poly. Which one did you use? Polyline?
I used the polygon, which will do a closed shape. Yep.
And we'll get a new color just to be interesting. You double click to stop it.
Yeah, I double click on the 4th point.
It disappeared. Let me go around again. 1. Click. Oops. I'm having lots of trouble with that. Tool 1.
Let's not use that tool.
3, 4. If I double click, out here, will it close this thing? Yeah, that's it. Okay,
yeah,
I succeeded.
All right, let me, get mine back then. Next, we're going to fill it up with the paint bucket, but we have to make sure that it's on layer, not canvas.
Now, I often have had a lot of trouble with this one too, because these little outline. So you've got a 0. Oh no, that's your stabilizer.
On my paint bucket, I have expand 1
and gap 1 little.
Yep.
Okay, expand 1 and the gap. I've got too many. All right, let's. It went away. That whole. All right, I have to start again.
No problem.
The top layer just disappeared, so I'll make it again. Top. Thank you. And then we go back to the pen and we go back to the polygon and we go around again. pencils are so much easier.
They are.
I'll be glad when this class is over. Now I double clicked and now there it is. Is it going to go away on me? No. I'm going to now go to fill, layer, expand, gap, and fill the top in. Okay, I now have a cube with a top.
Wonderful. So we are going to change it now to the color that we actually want it to be. So I might choose a very dark gray, kind of a greenish gray maybe. I'm going to click Protect Alpha just so that it doesn't bleed out beyond my shape, and turn it into my darker gray color. I think I might fine tune it here a little bit so we can see it.
Hi.
Hello.
Hey, we're redoing the board cube for practice. And also because I failed. All right, board cube.
Hey Betsy, I want to ask, is it okay if I ask you a question while you're doing this?
Sure.
Well, I noticed that like for a while I haven't been drawing because of reasons I've already said.
Mm-hmm.
And yesterday I started like, trying to get back on it, and I've had a really, really hard time doing anything. So it's like I kind of just tried to doodle and get like something out.
Mm-hmm.
Is that like a good way, or are there any things you have to say?
Absolutely. When you're like stuck and just not really wanting to draw anything, it's like how writers will just open up a typing document and start typing gibberish. Just like Watermelon Soup Boy went to the park and then saw a stranger who had a magic pocket watch, and then you start to get kind of going. Same thing with art. You can open up a blank page. You just start doodling toast and eggplants and elephants. And this elephant has a top hat and kind of looks like he's related to the King of England. And the King of England's pet elephant actually once took up golf. And then you start, just going down and getting ideas again. If that doesn't work, you can always go back and do, I like to anyway, I think it's very inspiring. Go back to one of your really old drawings when you weren't as good as you are now and do a redraw and just see how much better you've gotten.
That's a good idea.
An idea that David, one of our other teachers, used to always say, draw your hand. Whenever you don't have another idea, just sit and draw your hand.
You can never practice hands too much. It's just always.
And also just puts you into drawing.
Yeah.
Plus getting a good practice.
Yeah, you don't have to think about it.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, you just keep the pencil moving. Okay, let's put a little bit of texture on here, and we want the texture to follow the perspective we've already set up. So I'm going to grab that diagonal grid again. It's already set up to go one way, so I can just start tapping in different color, give it a little texture, a little hatching. Whoop, went the other way. Pressing thick lines or lightly for thin lines. Having some bleed off the edges is really important. You can even grab another color if you want to do a little bit of layering.
So bleed off the edges. So are you not in Protect Alpha anymore? Yeah, you are.
I am in Protect Alpha. That's so I can.
Oh, so you go off the edge, but it doesn't actually go bleeding. Yeah.
Yes. And I'll switch my grid over to the other diagonal. And if you want to put some little cross. Yeah. That looks more computery, more robotic. Get my dark colors too.
All right.
You just have to do 2 more sides.
Yeah.
So I'm going to name this one the top. Yep. And I'm going to get a new layer. Call this one the right side. So I know which side it is. And we'll repeat that process. I'm going to get the light bright yellow again just so I can see what I'm doing. Let's try the polyline this time and see if that's easier. And I'm going to trace my right side here and double click to close the shape.
Polyline. Oh, yeah, polyline. Go right side. So again, it just disappeared, but I went around all 4 sides. I should really do only 3, shouldn't I?
With this one, you'd go to all 4 points. The line has to go to all 4 points.
Well, yeah, but it doesn't go to all 4 sides, does it? I mean, I don't want to go back to the first point. That's where I think I've been going wrong.
2, 3, 4. Yeah, you do go back to the first point.
All right. And then it disappears.
It disappears.
I do a single click and it wants to keep going. I do a double click and it's gone.
Well, let's go back to the polygon tool then. Or
well,
just
no,
the
let's have you look at this for us.
Sure. Let me stop my sharing.
Okay, here we go. Okay. Nice little white line.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead and turn off your grid. I don't know if this will fix it, but it might. I don't know. Oh, no, wait, I see the problem. It's because you are on Protect Alpha, which means you can't add any new pixels.
There we go. Let's try it again. So it lets me draw, but it doesn't let me keep it. But now it's maybe going to be better.
There we go.
All right, so I'm going to stop sharing so we can move on.
Okay.
We're going to fill it in, right?
Yep. Just going to fill it in like
change its color.
Absolutely. You can color pick from the top or just pick another color. This is where I'm going to protect the alpha because I want my texture to stay within the shape that I made.
Now I'm going to make that a little darker. It's not changing anything.
Make what a little darker?
It's going to make, I just filled that in with the same color as the top, and I wanted to make it a different color. Thought I would, but I'm not. I thought I could just do hue, but I still got the paintbrush bucket. Come on.
Yeah, you should be able to do the Control U.
Got it out here, and then, oh, okay, I can at least, there we go. Now we're getting it. Okay. All right, that's fine. Okay, some lines, I think. I want my grid back. I like my grid. There we go, grid. Set the grid. Set the
Oh, it says my internet connection is unstable, so I might
disappear.
Might disappear.
Yeah.
That's all right. I'll let you back in when you get back.
Okay, now we're protecting my alpha. I'm trying to find things on this nice grid. Grid. It started right drawing off the grid.
I got that a couple times too. I don't know what happens there. If I just have to undo and try it again.
I know how to undo. That's one thing I've learned.
Best thing about digital art.
Okay, so assuming that I remember anything, I should be able to do the fourth side, the third side, by simply getting a new layer, naming it left, taking rid of the grid, get the polygon, don't protect alpha, draw the polygon, color that I can see. And fill it in with reference to layer and change the color. And adjust that. And draw a bunch of lines on it by going back to my lines, setting them up. That's good. Find a color. So many things are set on. Protect the alpha.
I love those meows I hear.
Yeah, I was going to say, I expect to hear Miss Isabel and her complaints. I bought her a very nice cat fountain, which she actually even likes, but she likes it better if we go upstairs with her to the bathroom and start to water.
Oh.
Oh yeah, my cat has that issue where she tries to get us to watch her do stuff.
They love it. Just stand and watch me eat my meal. Yeah. Oh, you're so interesting.
Yeah. Like whenever like she takes me to it, I immediately leave like to try and like give her the message that no, I'm not gonna do this.
Is it working?
Yeah, but she occasionally tries to get my dad to do it. Like actually, like I remember like reading once petting your cat while they're eating food was like a bonding thing. So I tried it, and from then on, she just woke everyone up in the middle of the night to pet her while she ate.
Yep, you're all bonded.
Yeah, I stopped doing that, but you know.
Yeah, you have to kind of follow the lines or then it will leave them, the guides.
Yeah.
But you can easily get back on them. Okay, so now I think, what are you doing?
Oh, my glow wasn't matching up, so I was getting rid of my glow.
All right, so you got to come back and tell me how to do the glow. But I remember we did a few other things to make this look more 3D, which
yeah, right now they're all the same lightness, same color. So I'm going to go to my top layer and get my Control U sliders up for hue, U for hue. And I'm going to brighten the top a little bit, maybe saturate it more. So it looks like there's a little bit of light shining on the top there. On the right side, actually, let's take a note from our planet. So on my planets, all my left sides of my planets are dark. So I'm going to make the left side of my cube dark as well. Get my hue, Control U, and take down the brightness so that it starts going down, getting in shadow. We start getting those crisp edges between light and dark, planes shifting. And the last one we can leave alone because that's the regular color of it. Once it's beautiful and perfect like the Borg itself, we will collapse our layers down. So now I have the entire cube on one layer. You may want to save it or save as in case you want to go back to when it was separate layers.
Oh, that's what I'm going to do.
And then we can add the glow.
So remove the grid and collapse that down. All right, I have a nice collapsed cube now.
Excellent. You can copy and paste it to your full scene if you want to, or we can just practice the glow here.
Let's practice the glow. I don't want to go anywhere near that full scene because it's a mess. I'll probably pull everything off that instead.
Okay, so I've got a new layer that I've named glow. And I've turned the blending mode up here where it's like normal, multiply, add, subtract, divide, all those things. I'm setting it to overlay, and I'm going to grab pure white, and I will also change my pencil to an airbrush, make it nice and big. And I'm putting the glow underneath my board cube. This is my board cube here. I'm going to put it underneath so that, whoops, go back to the glow layer, underneath so that it will glow around the cube.
So how big is your airbrush here?
My airbrush is 206 right now.
Oh, so
about like that.
Looking like that. Let's get
yeah.
Yeah, like 20 something. And then we go around the outside of the cube.
You can also experiment with some bright colors. If I do more of a neon green, gives more of an ominous feel.
Can I do that with Control U too? Probably?
Yeah, you could probably do it with Control U. I've never tried it before. If it doesn't work, it's because we're using pure white.
Ooh, if
I turn that, it does work all right. If you wanted any glow on the cube itself, you would have to make another layer on top of the Borg layer. I'll call this glow on Borg. Might take my brush down, and then I might highlight some, well, not that bright. Let's turn that down. Maybe highlight some of these lighter streaks like they're glowing lights. Oop, too much on that side. It's looking a little too sparkly. I'm going to take a couple of these out. I still want it to look threatening.
Okay, so then should we collapse all those glows into the cube too?
I'm going to leave it just in case I want to use a glow on something else and I won't have to make another layer. Because it can be a universal glow layer that if I wanted some on my planet or if I wanted a little more on the Enterprise, then I could still come over here and do it without making a whole new layer. For our final element.
A rocket, yes.
Yeah, so I thought I would share the entire process because sometimes I'm not around to tell you how to make something. You're like, I want to make a comet. So I'm going to do a new share of just my screen in general. I go, I want to make a comet. Well, number one, I don't know what a comet looks like. So we have the wonderful thing called Google image search. I say comet, photograph, something like that. Get some comets. Ooh, look how pretty they are. Let me go over to images. So there will probably be a couple different kinds, and you pick one that you think looks pretty and that you think you might have an idea of how to do. For instance, this one looks complicated.
It does.
I'm going to do that one. This one looks easy, but a little boring. I'm kind of leaning towards these that have the flares. Maybe this one.
Yeah, flares.
So you grab your image, you know how to do that. Save as just for your reference. You go, here's my comet. That's cool. Then you go back to your Fire Alpaca, and I'm going to open it up in my reference window. If I have my reference window open, there it is, reference. Open it up so that I can have it off to the side here. without it blocking
There
my
it is.
drawing. Here it is. Now I have to figure out what tools I should use to approximate this. Okay, well, things are getting feathery, they're fading. Fady tools we have at our disposal are airbrush or that big gradient tool that will also give us a big fading thing, but it covers the whole canvas. So how could I restrict its movement or like its effect? I could
Protect
do
alpha.
protect alpha. Absolutely. This is
But
what
you have
really
to have
has to go through your
something to
mind.
protect first.
Exactly. So we would probably start with what do we really want to protect is probably this little white glowing part first. So I'm going to get a new layer. Whoops, not on my reference, on my layers. I'm going to call this Comet. I'm going to zoom in somewhere where I think I might want to place my comet, maybe in the back here. And for the most part, it looks like just a white circle on the one side there. So I'm going to grab a white pen, make it about the size that I want my comet to be. Splotch.
Oh, I've got it on airbrush. I think I want that. Pen. How did you get it to be that big?
I changed the size.
Yeah, I did that too. And then did you fill, how'd you get, when I make the dot, it's still pretty little dot. Oh, there we go. I just pressed down a little harder.
Oh, all right. So now we've
I'm
got
using the pen.
Yeah. We've got these flaring things coming off of it, and we actually have a grid for that. We've got, let's see,
Oh,
1,
yeah.
2, 3, 4. The fourth one is a 1-point perspective grid, so we can put the point right on there. And we can go, hey, I want a couple to flick behind.
And are you using that very same pen?
Just using the pen, yep.
Okay, I'll flick them babies behind.
Yeah, we got kind of a general thing there. Turn it off and make it all into one shape. Just like we've been doing for everything. Shape for the planets, fill it in. Shape for the ship, fill it in. Shape for the Borg cube, fill it in.
So how did that become a shape? You just had to make the lines intersect, right?
Yeah, I had to make everything kind of come, whoops, on my eraser there, come into my dot so that it's a big silhouette of a comet. Big shape there. Whoops, I'm getting them pretty fat here, but that's okay. We're getting the gist of it.
Yeah.
There's also a tremendous amount of glow and blurriness. So I might want to duplicate this layer so that I can make one super blurry and the other can stay nice and crisp. So I duplicate my layer. I'll call this Comet Blur. And I'll go to my filter. And I've got a motion blur, a lens blur, a Gaussian blur. Let's see what some of these things do. They've got a little preview box so that you can see what happens before you commit. This motion blur tends to blur it only in one direction. So we can see that we can control the direction by changing the orientation of this thing in here. So that might be fun to do if we go the same sort of direction as the comet itself. But because we have our tail kind of flaring out, it looks a little funny when it doesn't match up with some of these flared ones. So I'm not going to use that one. Let's try another blur, maybe Gaussian blur. Bump that up until I see something happen. Ooh, that's looking nice and glowy. I'll save that. And then I want to get some,
Oh, wow.
yeah, doesn't that look nice? We can
It
even
get
change.
overwhelming even.
Yeah, you can, oh, the overlay doesn't do much. I guess I'll keep it on normal. If it seems too bright, you can, because it's on a separate layer, you can tone down the opacity. I kind of like it shiny, so I'm going to keep it up. Another thing is that the tails themselves kind of blur out. Right now they're really sharp on this side and they're more blurry on that side. So I could just add my airbrush to soften these and do it by hand, and it would be very difficult. Or I could grab my lasso tool on my actual Comet layer, the one that's sharp. I'm going to select every tail that's behind our main part here, and I'm going to blur it again. And now this will only blur the tail section, maybe not that much. Let's back it off here. I just want them to be kind of soft. Say okay. Control D for deselect. I've got a little bit of a sharp edge there, but that's okay. That's easy to fix with airbrush. Just kind of cover that part up. Cover that part up. And now we've got this nice transition between the sharp edge in front, softer ones going behind. What else do I want? Probably some glow. So I'm going to use that same glow that we used for the Borg, that same layer. Maybe I'll grab a little bit of a blue. Ooh, a little blue on there.
Which layer are you on? Oh, you're on the glow up. So you just have one glow layer. Oh, you're back. I see what you're doing. Glowing underneath that Comet.
Doing underneath, yep. So that we'll just have color underneath it, and the core will stay white, just like a lightsaber.
So how did you, when you were just fiddling around with the motion blur, how did that work?
I didn't like it, so I didn't use it.
Well, mine comes on and it goes bling, and it doesn't work.
Let's see your screen. I'm not sure I've had this problem before, but we can figure it out.
Oh, hey, what's a good phrase to Google for like a character like just sitting in a chair, but they're like, they're kind of, never mind, I'll wait.
No, go ahead. I mean, mine is just, nothing is happening.
Nothing is happening. Oh, click the little preview box at the bottom left, little check mark.
Oh.
And then that should show you what it's going to do. But you do have to let go of the slider to see the preview.
Okay, but you were.
I saw a difference when you turned the preview on.
It might be because you're on the blur. Oh no, you want to be on the blur. That's right. So that should be 0 when it's on the left side. And then when you move it to like the middle, yeah, nothing seems to happen. Strange.
So I've got a Gaussian blur on there already. Is that maybe why that you can't put a blur on a blur?
Could be that it's just so subtle we don't notice it, yeah. But it should still do something. Yeah, close this down and try doing it on your regular Comet layer and see if that works.
Oh, okay.
It did blur side to side.
Blur. There's the Comet. There's the blur. So I've got it so blurred out that, yeah, okay. So my blur is too blurry.
Well, easy to fix. You just duplicate your Comet again and blur it again.
I don't like the way my Comet, I'm going to erase a little on that tip because my
Oh, got 2 bulbous at the end there. Yep, you can just
I have to
take some off or fill in the edges so that it comes in. And what were you saying, Michaela? Something about a sitting pose?
Yeah, because I'm trying to do a sitting pose and I can't think of like what phrase to Google because I can show you like what I'm going for.
I saw a chart once. I'm pretty sure I still have it in my my drive where it's like all the different seated positions based on emotion.
Like exhausted is what I was thinking.
Exhausted is probably going to be way slouched down. But yeah, you can try just looking up exhausted sitting, sprawling.
Yeah, I tried showing you, but it's like it's not letting me. So whatever.
It's not letting you. Try again. Might have been because Kristen was sharing.
Yeah, try again.
Yeah, looks exhausted to me.
Yeah, this is what I was going for.
Oh yeah.
Nice. Head back. I can see the breath happening.
Yeah, the head
Limp arms.
is really good.
Yeah, I also tried to show off like the head was leaned back by like putting it close to the body like this.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that the head is excellent. So are the legs, the sort of splayed slouch.
Yeah, maybe put one leg, like 1 foot farther away from the chair or the couch or whatever.
Yeah, just what you're doing right there.
Yep, because they're looking
I'm
a little
not sure
neat
where
right
where
there.
the arms are.
Yeah, I was supposed to, I don't know, like originally I was gonna go like this, but I realized that I should probably like it would probably convey better if I just put them at her sides.
Yes, I agree about that, but there should be a bend in them somewhere if she's sitting on something. Like right
So
now,
I imagine
she's
she's sitting on like one of these kinds of chairs.
Oh, okay, sure. Yeah, then the arms are right.
Oh yeah, like a office chair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the arms are good. The shoulders totally
believable.
Oh, and it's this character, by the way.
There's a lot of foreshortening going on too. You're getting a lot better, Michaela. I'm impressed.
Thanks.
Yeah, you sketched that baby right into perspective. Nice.
Yeah, now I have to Google an office chair because you know.
Yeah, you got to know what the thing looks like, right?
Yeah, also I gotta figure out how to draw like an office chair under this character. Nope, why'd I Google Office 365?
I hate it when it autofills for me and it's nothing like the thing I wanted to look up. I'm just like, no. Nope.
Ooh, the Google's showing me some really nice ones.
Awesome.
But I don't think she'd have a very nice office chair.
I'm going to move my Comet back over here. About to hit that red planet. Oh no. Just a few more minutes and then we will head on over to our final teacup dragon.
Oh yeah, that thing.
Yep, we're gonna do rose tea.
I thought you said licorice tea.
That was last week. We did our Egyptian licorice.
Whoops.
Okay, so we've got a comet, we've got a Borg cube. This is a very crowded picture with fun. I still will have to assemble mine, but I can do that. This is great, as usual.
Yeah, just having a little bit. I mean, we didn't do very much each week, to be honest. We did just the sky one week, the planets one week, but when you put them all together, It looks
The
pretty
Enterprise was
impressive.
pretty tricky.
Yeah, the Enterprise did
It
take
had a lot
us
of parts.
2 weeks, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was pretty fun. So I'm going to save my work and head on over to our other class.
See you there. Thank you so much.